I'm going to buy some Beyblades. Huh? I think we're going to need the X-Men and Avengers for this. There was once upon a time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's episode of Is It Worth Buying, we have Prime Apocalypse and Bigbang Genesis. So let's find out if these two are still worth buying. Okay, so let's start first with the looks. So Prime Apocalypse is more like a Buster Excalibur GT version. Kind of like, looks like a sword. Yeah, it is a sword. It has a handle there. Black and gold. Comes with Zero and a red dagger frame and ultimate reboot dash. So yeah, it's an attack type. It's an attack combo, attack driver, attack frame. And it's right spin, so this part right here, I'm gonna do some damage. This. So yeah, it's pretty good for attack and chaos. So yeah, gold and silver, black, like the colors red and black. And with Bigbang Genesis, same. I mean, it's right spin. It's in a defense combo. This isn't the anime combo, but it comes with Zero and Yado metal. There I'll show you how it looks like without the armor, but that looks sick. It looks like two dragon heads. And this is the type of design, type of Beyblade design that I like. Again, if you watch my previous video, I like it when you flip it. It's still the same. Prime Apocalypse looks good, but regardless of how good the design is, if you flip it, it doesn't look good anymore. So I want these types of design that when you flip it, it looks the same. So overall, the detailing on this, just a short backstory. As you can see, they put a lot of amount of detailing. Same with this. The type of design that they have is like few steps above what the usual GT Beyblade would look like. They're more lesser flat surface and more intricate details put into it. The reason for this probably is because Prime Apocalypse, I mean Bigbang Genesis was released at around February 2020. The thing is, first Uranus, first Super Hyperion, King Helios, Glide, Ragnarok, they were all already made even earlier than November 30. I know this because if you've seen my video regarding the Dark Turbo-ish Super Hyperion, there are photos there where it is shown that it's beside Zwei Bahamut, and Zwei Bahamut came out November 30, so that photo was taken earlier than November 30, 2019. So yeah, the Super King base were already designed and made, the prototypes were already made earlier than November last year, and this came out February. So the overlapping of Beyblade editions in the factory and the design department, this kind of bridged the gap on the design of GT and Super King. So yeah, in case you didn't know, yeah, that's how early the Super King Beyblades were already made. And let's talk about the gimmick, because the gimmick on this is really sick. It's what's amazing about these two. They're called the Infinite Lock System Base or the Mugen System Base. Basically what we have here, in a common Beyblade, I'll just get you one here. It's in left spin, but I'll get the right spin here. There. You see that prong of the disc, it moves. Usually when it reaches that level here, one more click and it bursts, right? With the infinite lock system, as you can see, it's already there. It doesn't happen. That's why it's called infinite lock. There. It continuously it's not gonna burst if you keep on rotating it. So how do you burst this? One way is hitting the weak point, which is this. There's one with Prime Apocalypse and two with Bigbang Genesis. So if you hit it, so there are quite a few conditions just for you to be able to burst this, and it's hard to achieve it during a match that all conditions will align. So one is the disc has to be in that position, and the red is showing in the center. So when that happens, that's the only way you can push this or hit it. Look, you can't do it if it's not showing the red. But when we move the disc, you see the click, you hear the click, that's when the burst happens. If it gets hit here while that's in the red position, burst. Zoom out a little. Yeah, there. Give us some space. Oh yeah, while it's already separated, let's talk about the parts. There's the only way you can get a reboot, an ultimate reboot dash, is by getting this. Yeah, Prime Apocalypse came from a GT custom set with Erase Fafnir, Cosmo Dragon, and Regalia Genesis with the hybrid driver. So yeah, it's a package of 4 Beyblades, so that's going to be really pricey. Even up to now, I think the cheapest you can get is around 2,600. So yeah, pretty pricey, 4 Beyblades, but it's the only way you're gonna get this, and the hybrid driver, and Regalia Genesis, unless you find a seller who sells this individually. Good for you, but we're talking about the usual way of getting Beyblades. So how do you put them back? See, it doesn't need any teeth. I'm gonna put it back without the disc, so let's align that. There. You hear that click? There. It's not gonna come off. You have to put this down. Yeah, it's not gonna come off. So again, when the red part is shown, there you can click it and remove it. So it's that easy. Now the difference with these two is this is harder to burst. Why? It only has one weak point. This has 2. That's where the difference lies. But other than that, there's also another one. This comes with a Bigbang armor, and what it does is it doesn't work. You can't push it in. It has to be aligned. See that triangle part? It should be aligned with that arrow type there. So even if the red part comes out, or you position this in that way, there's no way you're gonna burst it. So Bigbang Genesis with the armor, there's only one way you're gonna burst it. For example, you're battling a left spin Beyblade, right? Or opposite spin. So it's gonna be like this, right? In case the armor gets hit here and it goes back to its neutral position, its assembly position, this is how you put the armor, in this position. This is the only way you're gonna put the armor on. I'll show you later how to take it off or put it on. But so yeah, it's no longer in the center. If you're battling an opposite spin Beyblade and that one gets knocked in this position, there's no way you're gonna burst this anymore. No way you're gonna burst this. Actually, you have a higher chance of bursting this if it's in the same spin battle. Why? It won't get pushed in. See? It's locked. In this position, There's no way you're gonna be able to remove the disc, the driver, no way. So let's put it back in the center. Still, you won't be able to remove it. But if you're battling a same spin Beyblade, and this gets hit in this position, then that's the only way you're gonna burst it. Watch. See? That easy. And now that I've removed it as well, yard metal ball, you already know that. 0 disc, you already know that. 0 as well. One other difference from the GT layers is that the metal is infused. You don't need a chip and layer weight, so it's already infused there, and there are also metal here, making these heavy, very heavy layers. With the armor, it's 30 grams. It's probably 25, yeah. So that's quite heavy. Dwell longiness is 26. So that is how you remove the disc and the driver. How to remove the armor. There. So again, it has to be in this position. If it's in this position, it's the neutral position. If it's in this position, this can't be burst. That's the unburstable position. That's for me. It should be called the unburstable position. They don't teach you that. Nobody would tell you that. So I'm just explaining because a lot of people are confused with when it comes to this. So again, in this position, this is how you put it, and it can be burst in this position. Oh, I mean, it can't be burst in that position. This is the only way you're gonna burst this. Okay. During battles, this is what happens. This is the condition that must happen. First, knock this here, and then hit this. Oh, I mean, knock this, and then get the red part appearing here. Make sure that the disc is in this position, and then third is hit this. So that's kind of hard to achieve during the battle. So yeah, quite a gimmick. You know, back then in Josie, when the Awakening base first came out, they were like the OP Beyblades, the unburstable. All you have to do is just knock back in the burst stoppers and you can burst them already. But the gimmick back then was really OP. And with GT, when they came out with the Mugen system, they made it even harder to burst the Beyblade. I mean, it's Beyblade Burst, but they're making it harder to burst. I'm not complaining, because that gives it more advantage and more value for me, because the creativity and the engineering here, you can look again, you can see how Bigbang Genesis looks out without the armor. So basically this is where the armor hooks in and slides in. So yeah, look at all the details. It's like Super King level design. Really cool. This is my favorite GT Beyblade. I mean, GT layer. I don't like the combo. I have my separate combo for this. I put this instead, so it would color match like that. See? So yeah. And looking at Bigbang, it's like an attack ring, really. It's classified as a defense because of the parts that comes along, but that looks sick. This is for attack. These two KOs a lot of opponents. When you put the armor on, it kind of makes it more circular. It becomes a defense type. So yeah. Gonna put armor now on this side. That's the only way we're gonna be able to put back the disc. Hear the click. Align it at the center and drop it. No, that's it. Same with Prime Apocalypse. Apocalypse kind of stiffer. Oh, now. Can the armor be placed on Regalia or Prime Apocalypse? Yep, I have another one. so it can be placed there. See? So that makes Prime Apocalypse even harder to burst. Only have one weak point, and the difference is it's really hard to move. Remember, you have to hit this and move it upward. It's harder and stiffer, so if you make a really good combo for Prime Apocalypse, it can be very, very good. But not many people use him. I mean, most of the time, it's Regalia that's being used. I don't have it, I don't like it, although it's white. But yeah, the reason I didn't get it because I didn't like hybrid. But overall, cool gimmick. The one thing that I like the most having an unburstable system is same with the unburstable Chosies. They pair this with bearing, and bearing is really weak. It easily gets burst. It has weak spring, but paired with a burst stopper layer, it kind of negates that weakness. So the thing I like about this the most, the Mugen system, is that you can use non-dash drivers. Yeah. Most of the time they're like just kept around. Oh, you can't use them. They easily get burst because of these drivers. But with the Mugen system, you can be creative. You can have more fun because yeah, you can use non-dash drivers. You don't even need dash drivers with this type of Beyblades. You pair this with wheel and bearing. Wheel is like one of the discs that easily makes you burst, and bearing is like the weakest spring type of driver. But if you put it here, they're not gonna burst at all, like unless you meet all the conditions, and it's hard. I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. I've been able to burst these, but that's just like one out of how many battles. Very rare. Sometimes you get to knock off the armor. That's good, but very rare. Just have to find really a good combo for these two. But they are underrated. They're not really used in tournaments. So now let's give our verdict. Are these two worth buying? Let's start with Prime Apocalypse. Again, Prime Apocalypse came with a GT custom set with 4 Beyblades, which is pricey. If it's 2,600, you can estimate roughly that one Beyblade is almost around 600 to 700 pesos, roughly. If individually, that would be okay, but you can't buy them individually. Again, you can only look for those in resellers, with resellers. But yeah, it's more on the pricey side. This one you can get easily. It's just priced at 550 pesos. But the parts are not good enough, so yeah. So if you're a collector, you have to buy them, and they are really good, fun to use Beyblades. If you're a fan of the anime, then you have to get them because they're like the bad guys of GT. You have to get them. Now, if you're looking for competitive parts, are they worth buying? In the GT custom set, there's a Sting and a Hybrid. For me, Ignition is better than Hybrid, and you can get Sting from other Beyblades. I prefer Blitz over Sting, and there are other lists that are better than Sting. So other than that, if you're looking for competitive parts, Prime Apocalypse, the GT custom set, is not worth buying. It's too expensive. You can get other competitive parts in a cheaper way. For me, the only reason I got it is for Prime Apocalypse and the Ultimate Reboot Dash for my collection. Now, for competitive parts, if you're looking, is Bigbang Genesis worth buying? Yes, I would have to say yes. The Zero disc you can use in many combos. This is another one you can way to get it. Yard, not so much, you don't need that. But it is the cheapest of the Mugen base. You cannot get this and Regalia for that price. So this is the cheapest Mugen system base, and it has the armor. So if you want to put armor on Regalia in case you have it, or you want to put armor on Prime, you have to buy more of this. So yeah, It's not used really mainly in competition, but if it was me, I'd use this. I pair this with wheel and bearing, and it's a good combo. Doesn't work with other Beyblades, but yeah, it's a good combo. So if you are low on the budget, definitely not get this. It's too expensive. You can get other bays. With this one, I would recommend you getting this with GT, in GT, but there are other Beyblades that you should prioritize first before getting this. Me, the only reason I got this is really because it's my favorite. I mean, look at the creativity and the engineering that we used to put this together. And yeah, Mugen system is really a cut above the rest because it has a different system engineering. If you notice, by the end of Chozi, they came up with 3 Beyblades that have first stoppers. They have a different system. They do not have that hole where you put the level chip. They have a different system. In GT, they came up with 3 Beyblades that have a different system. Infinite Lock system, Regalia Prime, and Bigbang. In Super King, I don't know if they're gonna come up with 3 Beyblades that have different systems. Probably, maybe, but yeah. So in every series, there's 3 that are made that are above the engineering, normal engineering of a Beyblade and creative design. So yeah, overall, this is more worth buying than this. This is more expensive because it comes in a set. But I recommend getting them both if you have the money. So there, it's a long video. I have so many things to say about this too. Hope you enjoy, didn't get bored. So thank you for watching. For all your Beyblade needs, just look at the description down below. And keep safe, subscribe, bye!